Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Welcome back, everybody. Spring is here, which means it's time to clear out the cobwebs from the house, including those unworn pieces in your closet that might have been gathering dust. Personal stylist and image consultant and longtime friend of the show. I'm so happy she's here. Raquel Greer-Gordian is here to tell us more. It's hard because I want to hug you so much. Raquel, good morning.
Good morning, Rosie.
Lovely to have you back.
I'm
oh my
so
goodness.
excited to be here.
Yeah, remind us, if you will, because we've got some new viewers since the last time you joined us on TV, a little bit about your background in fashion and styling.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've had my business since 2014. I've been working in fashion since 2008. And since 2014, that has been in styling, color analysis, closet clean out, really going into professional women's closets and helping them feel more confident and comfortable on a daily basis and helping them really connect their style to who they are.
If you'll let me brag on you for a second, I got to have you as a stylist for a couple of years, and Raquel really will go into your closet and put things together that you never thought would go together before, and yet you feel really confident, really put together. So the fact that you can work with what people have,
Yes.
and then at the same time, love a shopping trip. Raquel will go before
Yes.
you get there, and she'll pull pieces that she knows are in your color palette, in your size. So you really take a lot of the stress and heartache out of, like, what size is this? Oh, I don't like the number, all of that stuff. You put people in pieces that are going to make them feel absolutely fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you.
Of course. I just wanted to brag on you if I could. So today we're talking about the closet clean out, which is a really good idea for this time of the year, I think, because we've got warmer weather clothes coming in, and it's maybe time to do that, like, yearly, have I worn this in a while?
Yes.
So you've got some tips for us. The first is set yourself up for success. What do you mean by that?
Absolutely. So the first thing that you're going to want to do when you're cleaning out the closet is you have to set the vibe. So music is really important for any creative activity.
Oh.
So yes, you want to put some music on. And then, I mean, this seems like a simple thing that you might not forget to do, but you want to eat before you start into the closet clean out.
I would not have thought of that.
Well, it's important because you can get overwhelmed really easily. So you want to make sure you're at a good level, you're even before you go in there and you start sorting through things that you might not have seen in a while that might bring up emotions. And then the other thing is you want to set a time limit for this task. So whether you feel comfortable with 15 minutes, you can always add time on, but just to start with either 15 minutes to an hour, depending on how you're feeling and what you feel like you can conquer. And then also another thing, you really want to think about your personal style before you go into this. So I say, think of 3 different words that you could kind of adhere to your personal style before you go in. That'll kind of set you up. So when you choose a piece, you can say, okay, does this fit? Say you're, you say you're want to be minimalist, chic, feminine, making sure that when you pull out a piece from your wardrobe, does it match the things that you were considering? So all of those things will really set you up for success.
I think that's good as well for shopping in the future.
Yes.
Does that fit with the vibe that I'm trying to curate? That's really interesting. Okay, go section by section is your next tip.
Yes, so along with the time limit, you also want to, be mindful not to go in and just start pulling everything out of your wardrobe because you might get overwhelmed and then you just have a big mess on the bed. So you want to go by tops, bottoms, outerwear, athleisure, and you can even break it down further. So, a lot of women have big closets. So for tops, you could go tees, tanks, blouses. For bottoms, you could go jeans, and basically everything else. For dresses, I like to separate it more by event. So you could go casual, special event, but just basically if you have a lot of clothes in your closet, going by category, but then breaking it down further, starting with that, and then check in with yourself every time you do a category. Okay, do I want to continue? Do I need to step away for a break? Is this enough for today?
I think you're making really good points about making mental health kind of a part of this journey because our clothes are so much of an expression of who we are and the face that we want to show the world. So I think it's really
Absolutely.
cool that you've tapped into that. Here, I have a question to ask about what should we be looking for, and you've brought some examples today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple different things that we need to be looking for. So first is the condition, and that's probably the least emotional one. So that's a good one to start through.
Logical one.
Yes, exactly. You can go through and say, okay, is this pilling, right? So on sweaters, you'll see that, and sometimes you can shave them down over time, but sometimes they just get so thin that it's time to get rid of them. Is it faded?
Yeah.
Right? So did it start out, its life as this color, or is it, a little bit?
I'm also seeing stretched out maybe because there's no coming back.
Yes, no, absolutely. The neckline needs to remain the same. You're absolutely right. Another thing too is with whites, is it yellowing at all? That's also something to consider, where you would want to get rid of it too. So considering the condition is the first thing. The next thing is it current? So this, I would say, unless it's classic, so you want to pull out the piece, think about how long you've had it. So if it's classic, something can be, it can last in your wardrobe for 10 years, 20 years. But if it does seem a little bit trendier, 5 years is really the cutoff for something like that.
I've been holding on to things for longer than 5 years.
Yes, but some of them could be classics too. And you can think about what is classic by having a simple silhouette, having solid neutral colors, that kind of thing. But other things, yes, sometimes it is time to get rid of those. The other thing is personal style. So we're going to go back to those words that you kind of decided on for your style, and then making sure, okay, does this fit? Is it chic? Is it cool? Is it minimalist? Whatever the word is that you want to adhere to it, does it fit into that category? Yes or no? Then put it aside as a go. And then the last thing is fit too. And this is really important for, as I was saying, you want to eat before, because you're going to need a little bit of energy for trying on. But this can also be the most emotional category too.
Because this used to fit me beautifully and now I've gained weight.
Yes, and that can be really tough. And body positivity can be really hard, but at least we want to be body neutral and try to really have an objective perspective, put it on and say, okay, this does not fit for me, and it's time to let it go.
It's time to let it go. Okay. I wish we had more time about letting things go, but if you stay tuned to Studio 512, we've got some really great options for where these clothes can be heading if you need to kind of cull the herd, so to speak. Raquel, always great to see you, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Rosie.
All right, guys, follow along with Raquel and DM her on Instagram for more information on her client services, because she's starting the wheels back up. Very exciting, at Raquel Greer-Gordian. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Magic Glass Repair. Completely mobile replacements and repair for your convenience. That's the idea behind Magic Glass Repair. Owner Phil Beaupre is here to tell us more. And Phil, I'd first like to ask to hear just a little bit more about your business and what it is y'all offer.
Yeah, thanks for asking, Rosie. So a lot of what Magic Glass Repair does is we want to make it convenient for the customers here in the Austin area to get their windshields, back glass replaced. Because usually what happens is it's something you don't expect. You get that rock off the road, unfortunate accidents before you come out to work. We want to make sure that it's convenient for you, because we know how unsettling it can be when you find it and it interrupts your day. So what we really want to focus on is that customer experience.
Not only that, you told me off camera that something people don't think about is that there's a lot of tech nowadays that's going into our rear view mirrors.
So thanks for bringing that up. So a lot of the vehicles nowadays have the ADAS system, which is Advanced Driver Assist System. And what we do is we do mobile calibration. So not only with replacing the windshield, now we can actually calibrate that safety system to ensure that it works properly after that windshield's replaced for you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I want to ask what makes y'all stand out. I know it's so important to you to be local.
It is. So one of the priorities for me was making sure that we are providing a local service. And I actually bought this business from someone who was operating out of town, or actually out of state. And I wanted to bring that local feel back, because I grew up in a home that my parents were entrepreneurs themselves, and small business was always a part of our household. And I wanted to start bringing that feel here to Austin.
What's the most common mistake people tend to make when they get something like a cracked windshield?
A lot of the biggest mistake is they think it can get repaired. So a lot of the times when you're looking at your windshield, a small chip smaller than a quarter can be repaired. Now again, this is a repair, so it will eventually need to be replaced. However, for the time being and just for convenience sake, a repair can take less than 30 minutes typically. So that can be done quickly and less of a hassle, but your windshield will eventually need to be replaced.
And you said today with modern technology, it's actually really easy to get in touch with you guys and for you to have a conversation with the customer about what's probably going to be needed for their vehicle.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a couple ways you can get a hold of us. You can call us by phone, and we have a real people answering our telephones at all times.
Thank you.
You can leave us a message or text us if it's easier and more convenient for you at the time. We also answer via text, or you can visit our website for a quick form to fill out, and it sends it directly to us and we get right back to you.
Sounds good to me. Phil, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Auto glass done right. Visit magicglassrepair.com or call 512-605-1263 to get your free quote today. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Magic Glass Repair. This segment is sponsored by Affordable Debt Consolidation. NBC News reports that Americans are falling behind on credit card debt, unfortunately, and inflation continues to have a big impact on budgets. In fact, a survey from NerdWallet found that over 1/3 of people feel like they're going to be in credit card debt forever. So if you or someone you know is struggling with $20,000 to $100,000 or more in credit card debt and personal loans, Tim Wilkins with Affordable Debt Consolidation is here to help, and it's always good to see you, Tim.
Always good to see you.
Let's talk about the new year. It's 2024. This is when people start making resolutions.
They do, and debt and diet are the two big ones. They get through Christmas, everybody's getting their gift, and I'm having all the cookies I want. I'll deal with it on January 1st. And then those credit card bills start to come in. They look at their balances and they think, this is just unsustainable. The rates keep going up, which makes it more unsustainable. It's a perfect storm for so many people. And that burden of stress, if you're thinking about how do I detox my life and de-stress my life, getting rid of that debt, a lot of people are already getting calls and the different colored letters from their creditors. It's important to get out in front of this. And it's even more important, the younger you are, you want to get money invested. And you go, oh, it's only a 10% return. If you're paying 30% in interest, you're losing 40%. Yeah. Somewhere in there, you're not looking after your future because that money's going down a rabbit hole into the abyss of high interest debt.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are some options out there. And this is options for people who may only have a little debt, but maybe they haven't fallen behind yet, but they're on the verge. You want to talk to those people.
I really do, because the sooner you come to get help, the more options you have available to you. Like a debt consolidation loan, where in that instance you use our platform of lenders to find the best rate for you, the one you qualify for. You find a lower interest rate, put all your debt in there, and you lock in against future interest rate hikes, which is also a huge help because we've seen about 4 or 5 of them in the previous year. So that can be a relief. The next one is a credit counseling program that can do a lot of the same things but without a new loan. And then the next one for people who are really struggling, they look at this and say, okay, this is not only unsustainable, but I've got about 18 days if I don't make a phone call, the nasty letters and phone calls are going to start. That Texas Debt Relief Program that actually negotiates your principal balance, negotiates significant reductions in what you owe, which can be a huge relief for people who are really struggling. Their monthly payment their program payment can be less than half compared to just minimums, and they can often get out of debt in as little as 24 to 48 months.
That's pretty impressive. You brought some visual aid to show people today.
I love my graphs.
I mean, I have to say they're pretty impressive.
They really are. For people who are struggling, you lay those bills out every month to pay them, and you think, can we keep up with $2,000 in minimum payments? That's with $50,000 in credit card. That's our average right now. That debt consolidation loan could have you under $1,000 a month. Credit counseling could have you under $1,100. Both a huge relief for people putting out $2,000 and not paying down their debt. The Texas Debt Relief Program you see, I talk about it being, that program payment being less than half compared to just minimums. That is a huge relief. Now, you want to talk about how much you'll pay off over time with that?
This is scary.
This is really scary. You want to talk about throwing interest away. You're not spending any more money. This is just the interest payments on what you owe, over double that $50,000 over time.
Wow.
Debt consolidation and credit counseling, you see a nice relief there, just under $67,000 and under $64,000. That Texas Debt Relief Program could be less than what you owe today over time.
I think that's a mind-blowing concept.
It really is. Now, you want to talk about how long it could take to get out of that debt, just making minimums, again, not charging anything else, 20 plus years.
Wow.
You're looking at your payment, you're making a payment every month, and if it doesn't feel like it's going down, it's because it really isn't. Debt consolidation and credit counseling, 6 years and 5 years, again, a huge relief. But if you want to think about, I want to invest in my future or be able to save for a rainy day, 24 to 48 months could have you on the path to financial freedom. And if that's a resolution, you want the shortest path, that could be it for you if you qualify.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's also hard to stay the course for 20 years and not put a single other thing on that credit card. My goodness.
Well, that one might be maxed out, like a lot of people are at the top of their limits. At that point, you can't get extra credit cards, and you're running out of resources to even pay your bills, which is why a lot of people are in this situation.
Absolutely.
They've been putting their living on a high-rated credit card, and it's just really starting to add up.
And there are millions of people who are dealing with this problem, so you are not alone. But if somebody is looking for help, maybe on the internet, or they're following ads that they're getting on Instagram, they need to be really wary.
You need to be wary. Those might not be even actual companies. They could just be marketing companies gathering your information, selling it to the highest bidder. Oftentimes, they're not licensed in Texas. We're very happy that not only are we licensed, we've been helping specifically Texans as a Texas-based company for over 20 years, over 2 decades, and we're very well reviewed on our website. And I'm really happy that we're 100% veteran-owned as a former Marine myself. Former, but we always say we're Marines. I never know how that comes. It's very important, the work that we've done and the people that we help. So reach out to someone you know, someone you can relate to.
Absolutely. So the biggest thing is that you just don't want people to wait any longer. Let's talk about how to get the conversation started.
Well, talk to one of our Texas debt specialists. You know, gather your bills up, call, and find out what your options are. Find out what's available to you, and think about your goals, and they'll help you walk through that process. But do it sooner rather than later because there's more options available to you.
We appreciate your time, Tim. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you are struggling with $20,000 to $100,000 or more of credit card debt or personal loans, get a free no-obligation phone or office consultation with a Texas debt specialist and ask about their $1,000 lowest fee guarantee. Call 800-816-1003 now or visit affordabledebtconsolidation.com/KXAN. This segment is sponsored by Affordable Debt Consolidation.
Hey Austin, this is Maddie from Studio 512. Let's check out a perfect date night spot here in the city. Everybody say cheese. Today, we're exploring Antonelli's Cheese Shop. Whether you're a cheese connoisseur or just curious, Antonelli's offers tasting experiences that's all about savoring the good things in life. When you go to a tasting, you'll have a prepared cheese menu, and each cheese is paired perfectly with a wine you can try. The staff is so knowledgeable about cheese and everything Antonelli's. The cheese spread was immaculate. Look how big these samples are. Some were paired with a pickle or a pecan with honey. The staff talked about where everything was from. There was a mix of goat, cow, and sheep cheeses. This pumpkin spice cheese was my favorite. Antonelli's is the heart and soul of John and Kendall Antonelli, a husband and wife duo who turned their passion for cheese into a thriving local business. Since 2010, they've built a community around their motto, do good, eat good. They love hosting, building charcuterie, and sharing their experiences with the community. They've created more than just a cheese shop. It's a place where people connect, share stories, and of course, savor incredible flavors. Shout out to John and Kendall for filling everybody's lives with love and cheese. So, if you're looking for a delicious and memorable date night, Antonelli's Cheese Shop is the place to be. Come see, sip, and savor for yourself. Find more fun date spots on Studio 512, live every weekday at 11 a.m. And don't forget to follow us on social media.
Welcome back, everybody. Fig Italian Restaurant and Bar just opened this summer. It's brand new, and it's bringing the flavors of Italy right here to Austin. Chef Cole Fitzgerald is joining us to tell us more. Chef, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm thrilled to have such beautiful food in front of me.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Fig and what it is y'all offer.
So Fig is an Italian concept that focuses on hyper-sustainability, hyper-seasonality, and then locally sourcing ingredients. We take a lot of pride in our pasta production, our bread production, but really we're highlighting a lot of European techniques and flavors from all over the world.
Okay, so if we're highlighting European techniques, that tells me you've had some really good culinary training.
Yes,
my friend.
lots of French, lots of French.
Lots of French background.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so what made you get into kind of the Italian game?
So my mother's Italian. She's kind of my first big influence into Italian cooking and cuisine and just falling in love with cooking in general, right? So from there, I never had full-on like hands-on experience, but through French technique, you learn a lot of the countries that are the big players in European food kind of pay homage to each other, and from there we've, kind of digging our way into Italian.
I love it. Okay, I have to show people at home some of the beautiful pieces you've got here. This looks to me like handmade pasta. Can you talk to me about that?
Yeah, so this is an agnolotti. It's on our menu right now. It's stuffed with 3 cheeses. That's a mascarpone, taleggio, and ricotta. And then our agnolotti, that is the color black, we use activated charcoal. It's fun. It makes nice contrast on the plate, and it's spooky season, so
love it.
Yep.
It feels like little packages. I mean, they're absolutely incredible. And this pasta is blowing my mind because I'm sure you're making everything from scratch,
yes,
right?
every day
Look
we
at
make
that.
pasta, and this is our house-made pappardelle.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And actual pasta, I think a lot of people would be surprised to find out, is so few ingredients.
Yes, very few ingredients. The only thing that really differs on pasta is depending on the shape, you're kind of playing with the ratios of eggs, whole eggs, and then egg yolks if we want a really nice tacky or stiff dough to form shapes, to form longer pasta shapes. It just depends on really the eggs.
Okay, so the ratio changes just a little bit.
For sure.
Interesting stuff. Okay, I want to ask about how it's going so far because you guys have been open a couple months now.
Yeah. Fig's going great. We've had such good feedback from the community, which is awesome, and we really appreciate that. Great. We have a 4.9 on Google with almost 300 reviews. Everyone's been great during soft opening, and we're just trying to touch more of the community and outreach to everyone.
Absolutely. So that's why we want y'all watching this morning. Some beautiful dishes being shown on the camera there. Talk to me about what you brought for us today. It's not a cooked dish, but it's beautiful.
Not a cooked dish. A nice, as we fall out of summer and we're still in fall. I'm new to Texas. I'm learning that weather is definitely still hot, so we like
still hot
hot and light dishes even when we're going into fall. So today we're going to be highlighting one of our new fall menu items. It's a striped bass crudo, and if you would like to help me with it,
I would love to help you with it.
We can go ahead and get it started. So I'm going to give you a spoon.
A big spoon. Wow.
Big spoon. First, I'm going to go ahead and dump the fish in the bowl, and then I'm going to get you going with everything else.
Sure.
So
and striped bass, what makes that the choice for? Because it's the first time I've heard of it.
So
as a crudo.
striped bass, and then you can go, as I hand you, we have around the right amount inside so you can dump and then start. I'll go one by one. So we've got cucumbers for texture, nice and light. Back to your question about striped bass. An interesting thing about Texas is striped bass, you cannot have wild striped bass in Texas. They have to be farmed. So what's cool about this striped bass specifically is a lot of the striped bass in the wild are hybrid striped bass. This is a purebred striped bass, so very comparable to like a striped bass that you would find in Japan. So like very clean, very nice white flaky texture. It makes a great crudo fish.
It looks like I've added grapefruit or something as well.
Yes. So we have some shallots for some alliums. We got some grapefruit. We've got some cucumber to make it nice and light. We're gonna finish that off with a little bit of Maldon salt.
Yeah. Here we go.
So before with our crudo, I cure them, right? I cure them for about 3 hours and then wash them in ice cold salty water. And then after, when they're sliced and cut, we actually pre-dress them in a Calabrian oil and olive oil. It helps kind of marinate and then also help preserve the fish.
And it's a little bit on the spicy side.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Nice and floral notes though. So what we're gonna do now is we have our leche de tigre, which is a traditional sauce used in Peruvian cuisine for ceviche. We have a nice little riff on this one. It's with coconut milk and lemongrass, so it's almost as if Thai curry and a leche de tigre had a baby, right? So
amazing, yeah.
we are gonna go ahead and put this down in the bowl. That looks great.
Thank you, chef.
And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tap, tap, tap.
This is a really clever hack for putting sauce into something.
It makes it a nice round, right?
Yeah, gorgeous. I'm just gonna show everybody at home.
Yeah.
Easy. You
And
made
then-
that look simple.
How we plate at the restaurant is we do a half moon and we go in little segments around the bowl.
There we go. Making it look easy.
Yep. Done it a few times in my life.
And quickly probably
Yep,
too, huh?
for sure.
Oh, it's gorgeous, and it's a lot of food, quite frankly.
Yeah, it's 3 ounces. It's 3 ounces of fish. Everyone's, pre-weighed so that we have a consistent product for all of our guests.
I'm showing people at home just in between.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, and we've got some maybe trimmings on the end.
Yes, so we've got some garnishes for you. So we take cucumbers, we shave them thin, cut them down, and then kind of roll them up. So we have a nice little cucumber rose-esque.
You had like tweezers in your apron.
In the apron. You have to.
Ready to just pull out.
You
for
have to
this.
have it, you know?
Okay. All right, chef, just real quickly, the very last step over there, because we're running out of time.
Very
I wanna
last
see
step,
it.
we're going to put some cilantro on top.
Oh, I love
and then that is our dish.
Gosh, that's gorgeous. Okay, guys, we're going to post pictures of this on social media. Chef, I know you guys have got a happy hour. You've got a patio, live music. Brunch starts this weekend.
Brunch starts this weekend. It's going to be great weather for brunch. We've got I've heard October's a big month, so a great time to roll out brunch. We're going to do some good specials, some bottomless mimosas, $25, all you can drink. I've got some good, nice, warm, comforting food for everyone at brunch.
Sounds like a plan to me, Chef. Thank you so much,
Of course,
guys.
thank you.
Don't miss live music every Saturday on the patio, which is dog friendly. You can keep up with the restaurant, all of their upcoming events by following along on Instagram, and you can make a reservation today at bigaustin.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Marbridge Foundation. Summer camps are coming up right around the corner, and a summer camp at Marbridge Foundation is especially beneficial because it can be a good indicator as to whether an adult with intellectual and developmental disabilities would be a good fit for living at Marbridge full-time. Here to talk to us more today about summer camps are Will Herman, the Director of Admissions, and longtime resident Kevin M. Will, first and foremost, if you wouldn't mind, just remind us a little bit about Marbridge and what it is y'all do.
I'm happy to. Marbridge is a residential training and education program. We provide residential care and training opportunities for adults with intellectual differences like Down syndrome, autism, Williams syndrome, some brain injury, and we're a nonprofit that's been here for 71 years.
So summer camp is kind of like a little snippet where people get to find out what it's like to live at Marbridge. Can you talk to me about that?
Yes. First, it's like a fun and safe camp experience, but it is an opportunity for people to kind of get a feel for if we might be a good future option for their loved one. We get to know them, they get to know us. They'll eat meals on campus with other residents, do training from swimming and horseback riding to community outings, arts and crafts.
Okay, so Kevin, you actually started as a summer camp resident, and now you've been living here at Marbridge 10 years, which is really cool.
Yep.
When we talk about activities, you've got a couple of teachers that you really enjoy.
Right. Miguel, he does all types of art classes like 3D. He does Spanish. He does painting. And then Chris does Bible study, history, photography. Brandon does music and film, choir, and he also does history of rock and roll.
Whoa, history of rock and roll. That's the sort of class I'd like to take. You're in at least 3 Special Olympic sports.
Yes.
Will you tell me about those?
So I'm doing bocce, basketball, and I'm also doing bowling.
What's your favorite of the 3?
Ooh, probably basketball.
Basketball, okay.
For me, help my team, trying to get them ready, get out on the court, and then we start passing and shooting and dribbling, and then we start by passing the ball to each other, and then we start shooting the ball.
Oh, that sounds cool. All right, and Will, if someone's interested in learning a little bit more about admission to summer camp, where can we find out more information?
We just posted on our website under annual event, summer camp, marbridge.org. You can learn more about our session dates, our application process, and the basic eligibility requirements are just 16 up, IDD diagnosis, independence in your daily living skills, and you want to be here and have fun.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
To learn more about what Marbridge has to offer, go to marbridge.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Marbridge Foundation. The weather is warming up, and I am personally thrilled to hear that matching sets are still in fashion. Claire Saldana of Style Done Easy has pulled some fantastic looks from local boutique Dylan Wild just to show us how a few pieces can actually create an entire wardrobe. Yes. Claire, good morning.
Good morning. You know, I love a capsule wardrobe when you are going to be traveling, when you know one suitcase is all you can do. Pieces like this, even though they're matching, once you start mixing and matching in your closet, you're going to get 16, 20, maybe even more looks out of something like this. And I love pieces like this because textiles work together, the prints work together, and Dylan Wild was just perfect to pull from.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you tell us a little bit more about Dylan Wild?
Yes, they're actually on South Lamar, a beautiful little store. You know, I have to say this, if color is not your thing,
don't go to Dylan Wild?
No, go there.
Oh,
go
interesting.
There. Yes. You know, blacks, grays, whites, all of those beautiful hues that sometimes when you walk into a store during spring, all of you're seeing is your purples, your pinks, things like that. And if that is not your jam, that's totally fine. We have found the place for you because, you know, not everyone wants to be in a hot pink shirt in the spring.
So I will say that when I work, I usually like to wear something a little bit girly, a little bit dressed up. But my weekend wardrobe is very, very neutral. So maybe I need to take a step into Dylan Wild.
I mean, for myself, heaven.
Yeah. I know you, girl. I know you. All right, why don't you come join me while we bring out our first model. This is Izzy, and I'm already loving this little set on her because I can see how many different things could be done with it.
And you know what? This is a wrap skirt, and I love a wrap skirt in the spring because you can put that with your t-shirts. You can do it with your beautiful little matching set like this. Take it on vacation. Throw your swimsuit underneath something like this, and you really get to like tie it as tight as you want. But the textiles in something like this is just so yummy. And you know, they've got little, even though it's just a black set, they've got little details, you know, the tie in the front, the split arms. I mean, it's just gorgeous.
I'm so sorry to do this to you, Izzy, but I do have to feel,
yes.
It feels so soft.
One thing about Dylan Wild, you know, you're getting these beautiful textiles, these lovely silhouettes, and you're not breaking the bank.
Yeah, love to hear that. For those of us who maybe aren't feeling as confident as Miss Fabulous Izzy looks in just tying that top with nothing else, what would you suggest?
A little tank. I actually have a little tank under my thing to not be so exposed as well. T-shirts, wear it almost like a little cardigan, untie it, wear it open. You know, you can do anything with this baby.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's a really good travel set. Okay, Izzy, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Let's go ahead and bring out Victoria, and I think Victoria is giving very spring, very, very fun.
So this is a little dip into what I would say is going into color for Dylan Wild. You know, it's still a little neutral, but it's still got a pop of yellow to it. This set I died for. It is a squirt.
It's
Give
so
it
cute.
to me, baby. I love things like this. You know, again, with the vest like so, she could take that off, put it on something like what I have, layer it up. All of these things go together so well. And you know, something like this, a little nod to the 90s.
I love it. And the breathability of a set like this. I'm thinking that cute little vest with a pair of jeans going out for a little date night. Okay, I see your vision now, Claire. It's making a lot of sense to me. All right, Victoria, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and bring out Haley, who was the first model I saw today. And I was like, oh, I love it.
Love it. Mm-hmm. You know, something like this, it is probably the most comfortable thing that you're going to be in. All knit, all stretch, you know, it just, the lines do it for you. This, my friends, is called a princess cut. If you
princess cut, I didn't know that.
Cut, yes, to where the lines are defining there, and you can see it's just stunning. And those beautiful, you know, shoes, how she has it with it, it just kind of dresses it up because it is a little knit t-shirt set.
Yeah, you know what? When I travel, I start to get annoyed by the end of the day that everything's stretching out. So if you instead go in, you know, the stretchy little crop top, something like that, it's gonna hold it.
Yes, it's beautiful. And again, you know, something like this, she could put the t-shirt with some shorts, the thing with her swimsuit.
Oh, the skirt could go anywhere.
That skirt will go anywhere. And something like this, you'll have forever.
Oh, I love it. Okay. All right. We appreciate it. Haley, let's go ahead and bring out Isabel. And this is the loudest member of the group today, but it's a lot of fun, this look.
Could you do print on print on print? Yes, you totally could. You know, something like this, it's loud. And when we were trying to pick shoes, I was like, let's just lean into it and go a little bit louder. If you're gonna do a military bell bottom, just go all the way. And
she's got
snake
print on y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it's really fun. This is the time to get funky and fun. It is spring breaks coming up. South by is going on. Like, why not wear a little statement piece like this? And she's still comfy. It's all stretch.
Oh, I'm so glad that we've gotten into like a stretch place in fashion.
Yes, I'm like,
almost everything.
I'm like, let's do stretch, let's do wraps, let's do things that make you comfortable, but also look absolutely fabulous.
Okay, I can see this shirt maybe going with a skirt or a pair of jeans.
Yes.
What would you say about these pants? What else would you pair them with? Just as I can pick your creative brain.
Yes, okay, so I'm in like a big organza top that I tucked into today. You could wear something super large and oversized if you were like, this is so loud, I need it on the bottom. You could do something like that. I would love to dress this up with a nice little suit jacket and really take it to date night. I mean, and then if you wanted to, put a little t-shirt with it. Get real
super
comfy.
Cute. Yeah, but I mean, you just can't miss her when she walks in a room.
Hello, baby.
Looks fabulous. Okay, Isabel, thank you so much. And just real quickly, Claire, we've got about 20 seconds left. You are working hard, my friend. It's not yet, but it's around the corner. May will be Austin Fashion Week.
Yep, May is Austin Fashion Week, and I know people's emails are already buzzing because there is a secret casting coming up very soon. So you've got to go to the website. We're gonna be bringing in models. I heard that there are so many designers that have applied for Austin Fashion Week. We might need to cut it off.
Oh.
Because we're just going to be sending models over and over and over down that runway if we need
Well,
to.
and the reason Claire knows this is because she organizes back of house. She's incredible at what she does. And thank you so much for these beautiful looks today, Claire. I appreciate it. Claire is a commercial and personal stylist, and she's also a closet organizer. Learn more about what she offers and see her portfolio at styledoneasy.com.